Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to NetTuts Plus. My name's Jeffrey Way, and in today's video, quick tip, no CSS3 today, but we're gonna learn a cool trick to achieve multiple borders, something that I just learned how to do a couple weeks ago. It's a neat little trick. So here's the sample we're gonna be using. It's gonna come from CodeKenya.net, designed by Khalis Taid, and if we zoom in all the way, you can see on these boxes that it's not just a single border. He actually has a dark border followed by a white border. So if I zoom in as much as I can, hopefully on this resolution you can see that it's white followed by a darker color. And that adds just a nice level of depth to these borders. We can find a way to do this actually, just using CSS2. So we will go into Coda and let's get started. Let's create a div with an ID of box. And within style tags at the top, we'll get started. So we need to begin by setting up, and we're going to pretty much match what he did here. So I've sliced it out and we have it, whoops, turned it a little bit. We have our colors right here. So let's get our background color first. And let's come back in and set that background. Okay, and now let's style our box. And what we want is a border of 1 pixel solid white. And let's go ahead and set a width on it. And it'll be a width of 200 pixels and a height of 200 pixels. Okay, and let's set some margin just to push it away from that edge. Okay, and I'm also going to set a positioning context. Okay. So let's change this just a bit. Let's set a background color to what we have right here. And that background color is going to be F4, F4, F4. Okay, and you know what, I'm going to change this border to what we had before. Okay, so we go back to Photoshop, that's that color right here. If I set that, BBB. Okay, so now let's go into Firefox if you want a better view of it. Zoom in, and that's what we get. Okay, that's a standard styling, but we need to add just a little bit more like we saw here. We just need to add a little bit of a white border, just kind of a trim. So we can do that easily by doing box before. This is a cool trick that I just learned too. So we'll say border 1 pixel solid. I'm going to just set it red just so we can see it. And we need to make sure with before we set content, it's just going to be blank. And I'm going to set a width of the total width minus the border. So 200 minus border left, border right would be 198 pixels. And the same is going to be true for the height. Okay, and now we need to make sure that we set position to absolute. Okay, so let's save that, go back into Firefox, and now you can see on the inside we have another layer. So if I set it out here, this will help you, we have an outer of green and an inner of red. Pretty cool. So now we can change this to white, and we, without any form of CSS, we match that really nice effect that he had here. It's very subtle, but it's very effective. So if you want, you could even take this further if you wanted to, and we can do box after, and we could add another one. So let's do that right now. Once again, we'll set the content just to blank, position to absolute. And width, now we need to set it 198 minus the border. So that would be 196. And I'm going to set border 1 pixel solid red once again. So if we zoom in, you can see that it doesn't quite line up. So what we need to do here is compensate for the fact that this one is already pushed over. So we can use the left and top values and push it over 1 and push it down 1. And now you can see that achieves that effect. So green, and now we have the dark color followed by the green followed by the red. So why don't we change this to B. So we're gonna have this color, then followed by white, and then back to the grayish color. Zoom in, and now we immediately have a nicer effect just using CSS2. So any browser that supports after and before will support this, and it's just a really simple way to add more depth to your projects. So let me know what you think, and as always, visit NetTuts for more screencasts and tutorials. Thanks.